Hello guys, Jordan Talks here, back with another video, and today is my Week 9 review. And before we get into things, if you do enjoy the video, if you could leave a like, that would be much appreciated. And if you're new around here, if you could subscribe to the channel as well, that would also be much appreciated. So let's get into this one then, and there were some great games actually this week. I didn't do a preview of the week, I just done a bit of a mid-season review, and because I didn't feel like there was that great games on this weekend. But the NFL never disappoints, does it? And there was a couple of great games, so we'll head right into them. And the first one I'm going to talk about is the Lions versus the Raiders. And this is actually a great game of football. I actually picked the Raiders to make a late playoff surge, and they won this game. It was back and forth, and yeah, I was quite impressed with both teams, really. I mean, the Lions, they play well again, but failed to win yet again. And they've had one of those seasons where you always get one team each season which lose all of their close games, and it seems to be that the Lions are going to be that team this year. So unlucky to the Lions, but for the Raiders, at the end of the game, it looked like the Lions might tie the game up, and they got on a late touchdown drive, but a massive stop from the 1 yard line on fourth down sealed the deal for the Raiders. And in this game, Derek Carr actually caught my eye a little bit. He's looking good over the last few weeks, and I mean, last season he was still coming back from his injury, getting back to himself, and before his injury, a couple of seasons back, he was in MVP talks, wasn't he? He was having a great year before he done his back in, and yeah, I mean, if he can get back to that sort of level, who knows what this Raiders team could do, because at that point he was playing really well, wasn't he? I mean, they then had Amari Cooper as one of the best receivers in the league on their team. They don't have that number one receiver as such on this team, but they do share the ball around quite a lot on this team. I think of 7 or 8 players had over 20 yards receiving, and Josh Jacobs didn't even contribute to those statistics. And Josh Jacobs had a great game. We will talk about him later on in the video. And yeah, I mean, the Raiders have got a real chance of going on a run here. I mean, they play Chargers on Thursday Night Football at home, and then they play the Bengals and the Jets the 2 games after that. So if they can win against the Chargers, they'll be looking to go on a bit of a run and make a big playoff push towards the end of the season. So the Raiders come away with a win on that one, and an all-round good game of football, I thought. So next up, we're going to talk about the Bucks and the Seahawks, and yet another close game, wasn't it? Went to overtime, and the Seahawks come out victorious in this one. Russell Wilson dragging them to a win, and it makes them go 7-2. Still chasing the 49ers, hoping they slip up over the next few weeks, so maybe they could win this division. In this game, I thought the game threatened to get away from the Seahawks a bit in the first half, but they go on a touchdown drive late on in the first half to bring this game a bit closer, and they go on to take the lead in the second half, but the Bucks didn't give in. Mike Evans had a big game. I think he had 180 yards, I think, on 12 catches. When Mike Evans is in that sort of mood, he's pretty much unstoppable. Jameis Winston did get lucky with one of the touchdown throws, which bounced off one guy and just ended up in someone's arms. And this is one of the better games from Jameis this season. When I say it was better, he didn't throw an interception. So the bar's not too high to make it better, although he did lose a fumble, which is typical Jameis to do, isn't it? But yeah, the Seahawks are the team that just find a way to win, aren't they, this year? And Russell Wilson is bang there in the MVP talk so far this year. So the Seahawks come away with that win and maintain their impressive start to the season. Next game we're going to talk about is the Vikings versus the Chiefs, and the Vikings are going to feel like this is a game that got away from them a bit, I think. There's a couple of stages in this game where they could have took a stranglehold of this game but failed to do so, and when the game was really on the line in this one, the final 2 possessions from the Vikings were 2 punts, both 3 and outs, and the Chiefs scored 2 field goals, one to tie the game and then one to win the game late on. And if you're going to be a top team, you can't have your last 2 drives being 3 and out punts. I thought the Vikings played quite well. I mean, I have a feeling he went off of his hamstring injury and may have re-aggravated it. If I was them, I would be waiting until he's fully healthy to get him back in, because come playoff time, he's going to be a massive player for them. And they're one of the best duos in the league, aren't they? Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen when it comes to wide receiver duos. So I'd be maybe giving him a few weeks off, get him healthy, and then go on that playoff surge. I thought in this game, Matt Moore had a great game. I thought some of those throws he was making, he was literally milliseconds away from getting his head taken off, and he did take a lot of punishment in that game. But when you complete the passes, it makes it a bit more sweet, and it makes you have a bit more giddy up in your step getting down the field for the next play. So many times it was literally a millisecond he could have been hit, but no, he got the ball out. He let his playmakers make plays, and Tyreek Hill had a big game, and we'll talk about him in a second. But yeah, I mean, this defense is playing quite well at the moment. I know they're still giving up points, but they look like they're a bit more feisty. If they can maintain this level when Mahomes gets back, they're going to win a Super Bowl. There's no two ways about it. I don't think they can maintain this sort of level. They're playing very well. They may not be holding teams to 10 points, 14 points, like you would say a typical great defensive performance, but they're actually playing a lot better than they have been last season and the early part of this year. So when Mahomes does get back, I mean, Matt Moore's been playing well, but he's not Patrick Mahomes, is he? And this team would be putting up a lot more points when Patrick Mahomes gets back in. Quick shout out to Andy Reid. He's been putting he's great play calling, great play designing, making Matt Moore feel so comfortable. I know it's been said 1,000 times, but the fact this guy was a high school coach a couple of months ago, and they bring him in, and he's doing this, it just shows how good Andy Reid is as a coach and a play caller. I think the Vikings are still a good team. I think they make the playoffs still, but they need to perform a bit better in the fourth quarter to make any real noise this year in the playoffs. Excuse me. So yeah, the Chiefs come out with the win in that one, and they get that win at home. And the final game I'm going to talk about here is the Ravens versus the Patriots. Now this is the game everyone was waiting all weekend for. Sunday night football under the bright lights. How will Lamar Jackson play against this Patriots defense? And he outplayed them, didn't he? I didn't think the Patriots ever looked like winning this game at any point. I know they made it a bit tight at the end of the first half, and after they give up the I think the fumble return for an interception, they did come back with a touchdown of their own. But the Ravens had 3 offensive possessions in the second half, both 14-play drives. One was 8 minutes, one was 9.5 minutes, I believe, and they scored touchdowns on both of those. And their third offensive series was 2-0 downs in victory formation, the best formation in football. So this Ravens offense was doing what they wanted, really. Mark Ingram had a massive game. He looked like he was juiced to the gills. I mean, he was running like a track star. And he's an angry man when he runs as well. But yeah, I was very impressed with the Ravens in this one. I did pick them to win their division this season, and they're not disappointing me so far. And the Patriots faced their first real team, and they didn't look that good at all. This defense was on historical pace, but they played a historically easy schedule, in my opinion. So yeah, so we'll see how they go from here. Their schedule gets a lot harder from now on in. So yeah, Ravens come out with a win in that one, and Lamar Jackson keeps his hat in the MVP race alongside your Russell Wilsons, your Deshaun Watsons. So talking to Lamar Jackson, he's the one that starts off the high five this week. So if you're new to my videos, the high five is where I give a high five to 5 players or coaches across the league who had a great performance or achieved something historic over the weekend. And number 1 on this is Lamar Jackson. Now, he was absolutely incredible. If you look at the box score and you look at his stats, they may not look that incredible, but the way he performed in big spots, on big plays, he always seems to make the plays. And he's getting better and better each week. The Lamar Jackson we're seeing now is twice the player we've seen in week 1. He's getting better and better. And he's going to put the league on notice here because no one seems to have a game plan on how to stop him. I think their offensive coordinator is putting a lot of the old Kaepernick plays into their packages, and that's the level he will get to. Obviously, Colin Kaepernick in his day was unstoppable when they went on those playoff runs with the 49ers. So number 2 on the high five is Josh Jacobs, and the rookie is putting the team on his back, isn't he? As in the running the ball. He's taking the workload, 28 carries, I think, 120 yards, and 4.3 yards per carry, 2 touchdowns. Shout out to the rookie, because that's no easy thing for a rookie to do, and he's performing at a very high level, and it looks like it's a great pick from the Raiders. I think he was their 3rd pick in the first round, so 28th overall or something like that. But yeah, he continues to impress, and he'll be looking to continue this with the Raiders going on their playoff push. Next up for the high five is a joint one. This one, Joey Bosa, Melvin Ingram, both with 1.5 sacks, both with 1.5 tackles for a loss. But it's not just those. They were in Aaron Rodgers' face all day long. They would not let him get anything going. And Aaron Rodgers has been playing outstanding this season. And the fact they was managed to shut him down for so much of that game, just testament to them. They were absolutely bulldozing that pocket and not giving Aaron Rodgers any time at all. So high five to Joey Bosa and Melvin Ingram. Next up is Christian McCaffrey. Now, Christian McCaffrey had 166 yards, 3 TDs. High five to him. I mean, it's not the first time he's been on this season. He'll probably be on it before the end. But he just puts the whole of the Carolina offense on his back. Everyone knows 3 out of 4 times he's getting the ball, but no one seems to have a plan for it. No one can stop him. Every time you look at the box score, he's impacted the game in a positive way for this team. And he was just, again, he's just running out of his skin. And he, in my opinion, is in the MVP talk, especially if the Panthers make a playoff run. If they can go 10-6, they might 11-5. You never know. Christian McCaffrey may be the MVP of this season. And finally, Tyreek Hill gets the last high five. I know he likes to high five people whilst he's going across the line to score a touchdown. But this guy, the amount of incredible catches he makes, and he's listed at 5'10". I'm going to tell you now, he is not an inch over 5'8". He is so fast, so elusive, but he goes up for the high balls, the jump balls, and he comes down with them more times than not. And this guy had 140 yards, 1 touchdown on 6 catches. Damian Williams was running for the touchdown. The only person who was catching him was him. After a head start for Damian Williams, that was funny to see. But yeah, Tyreek Hill, incredible performance on the weekend, and just when the Chiefs needed him to step up, he did. I'm looking forward to Mahomes getting back and Tyreek Hill in full health. Those two are just a joy to watch, aren't they? So yeah, that's the end of the video. If you did enjoy this video, if you could leave a like and subscribe to the channel, that would be great. Who do you support? How did they get on the weekend? Let me know. Who do you think deserves the high five this week? Who stood out to you? Again, leave a comment. So yeah, I'll be back on Friday most probably with my Week 10 preview. Can't believe I'm saying Week 10. But yeah, the Week 10 preview. And yeah, so look out for that one. If you haven't seen my previous video, check that one out. But until next time, peace out.